morning to you, 8 o'clock on this Thursday, April 20th. I'm Christina Mendonça.
I'm Sam Shane. Here are stories that are trending at this hour. Kings in San Francisco this morning preparing for tonight's Game 3 playoff game with the Warriors.
Foreclosure rates are increasing across the country.
Also calls for Secretary of Homeland Security to resign as the nation has loses track of 85,000 minors to across the border. That is your featured audio clip coming your way in less than 5 minutes. Let's get out to the roads and check in with Roy.
Slow and go traffic getting into West Sacramento. Westbound 80, you'll start to see brake lights just after West El Camino Avenue and continues heavy all the way out to Capitol Avenue. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons. Roy Manila, KFBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
Much nicer and warmer weather ahead as we're looking at blue skies today. High 73 to 77. Then we're clear overnight, low 47 to 51. I'm AccuWeather's meteorologist Jeff Nordine on KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
46 degrees right now in Sacramento.
KFBK News Radio.
Sacramento Kings update.
Sacramento Kings in San Francisco this morning preparing for tonight's playoff game with the Warriors, who will be without their star big man Draymond Green, the NBA suspended Green from tonight's game for stomping on Kings big man Domantas Sabonis, while Sabonis was lying on the floor in Game 2. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr says the Warriors are sticking by Green.
We accept Draymond for who he is and what he stands for, and his competitiveness and his fire, because we feed on that, and that's what helps us win.
Kings lead the series 2-0. Game 3 tonight at Chase Center in San Francisco. Tip-off 7 o'clock. It airs on TNT. There is a live watch party at Golden One Center in Sacramento, but it's sold out. Free tickets to the watch party at Golden One Center for Sunday's Game 4 will be released tomorrow.
Also new this morning, the Kings and Bay Area rapper E40 have released a joint statement on his ejection from Game 1 of the playoffs in Sacramento. The statement claims that both have agreed there was a miscommunication that led to E40's ejection from the arena. The rapper had originally said racial bias was to blame after he confronted a heckler during a game. The Kings said E40 is welcome to attend future games at Golden One Center.
And Sacramento Kings head coach Mike Brown has been named NBA Coach of the Year. The vote was unanimous. Brown led the Kings to 48-34 record, the Kings' best record since 2005 when they finished with 50 victories. Brown, by the way, also was the NBA Coach of the Year in 2009 as the Cleveland Cavaliers head coach.
Foreclosure rates are increasing across the country. Here's KFBK's Julie Ryan. According to real estate data analytics firm Adam, U.S. homeowners filed 22% more foreclosures this quarter compared to the same time last year. Adam CEO Rob Barber says foreclosures due to the pandemic and unemployment rates are some of the reasons we're seeing more filings. The pandemic alone caused around 2 million homeowners to fall behind on their mortgages. New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles were the leaders in foreclosures for large cities. Julie Ryan, KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
4,000 people at Meta, which of course is Facebook's parent company, now set to lose their jobs this week. The tech giant started notifying employees Wednesday in their second round of mass cuts. Meta plans to lay off around 21,000 people in total. The next round of layoffs set for May. The layoffs are impacting workers at Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp.
New allegations about the investigation into President Biden's son, Hunter. A career investigator with the IRS has come forward, suggesting he has information that the Biden administration could be obstructing the investigation into Hunter Biden's tax affairs. Here's ABC's Lindsay Watts from Washington.
Last October, the Washington Post reported federal authorities had gathered what they believe is sufficient evidence to charge the president's son with tax crimes and making false statements to buy a gun. But the U.S. attorney in Delaware, a Trump appointee, has yet to file charges. That was ABC's Lindsay Watts.
Time now for your featured audio clip this hour. Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas testified before Congress on the crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border. After his testimony, Congressman Clay Higgins, Republican Louisiana, called for Mayorkas to resign. And if he refuses to resign, Higgins said that Mayorkas should be impeached by Congress. Here's what Congressman Higgins said to Secretary Mayorkas in our featured audio clip this hour.
Your legacy, millions of illegals into our country, millions under your watch, loss of operational control of our border, aligning DHS policy as an asset to Mexican cartel drug and human trafficking, the disintegration of our national sovereignty, destruction of countless thousands of Texas family lives, Overwhelming crime waves sweeping across our country. Over 1 million criminal runners you call gotaways flooding into America, many carrying backpacks loaded with deadly fentanyl and meth, or herding teenage girls into prostitution, sex slave networks across America. 225,000 Americans dead from Mexican cartel drug overdose since you took office 2 years ago. You and your inaugurated president, but mostly you, sir, because you have your whole mind about you.
Taking a shot at Biden there, huh?
Right. Well, I mean, Mayorkas, he brought some of this upon himself in testifying that the border is secure.
Yes, I heard him say that.
Yeah, he said, the border is secure.
They're just not letting go of that,
No.
are they?
In the meantime, I mean, we have in the last couple of years, I think it was 4.5 to 5 million people who crossed illegally.
Yeah.
I mean, which is, you know, the equivalent of several states.
Yeah, you just got to drop that narrative. You know, it's not working. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody knows it's not secure.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
to
So,
say that.
I mean, this got hot yesterday. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene was even kicked out because she called him a liar.
Oh, I know.
Then wouldn't retract. And I mean, people were angry. Even Mitt Romney,
Yes.
Mr. Stoicism himself, got hot.
Yeah. I mentioned earlier, former Los Angeles Mayor Richard Reardon has passed away at the age of 92 years old. It's the lead story in the LA Times this morning, and I made a comparison to Rudy Giuliani. And I indicated that Reardon was a Democrat and Giuliani was a Republican. And one of our listeners, I want to thank one of our listeners for correcting me. I misspoke on live radio. Reardon was a Republican as well. But we just wanted to make the comparison that these two guys, in their respective cities, meant as much to their cities.
Right. Yeah, there's certain mayors that come into office that
Right.
make such a huge impact that they become a name known all over the state. Reardon was one of them.
Yeah, I mean, Reardon was the guy who helped rebuild Los Angeles after the LA riots in '92. He was there in charge after the Northridge quake, during the Northridge earthquake. So he had some very big events that he oversaw as mayor, and he has passed away at the age of 92.
All right. Let's get to your top national stories now from ABC, national and global, on KFBK News Radio. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
From ABC News, I'm Derek Dennis. A mid-air explosion for the latest rocket to launch from SpaceX. The entire Starship stack continuing to rotate. We should have had separation by now. Obviously, this does not appear to be a nominal situation. That's one of the hosts of the launch. The explosion happening about 4 minutes after liftoff from Texas. The rocket remnants coming down over the Gulf of Mexico. The Starship is a fully reusable transport rocket made to carry cargo and crew to the moon or to Mars or beyond. Elon Musk on Twitter calling the launch exciting and saying it'll be studied for a future liftoff. They're surveying the damage in central Oklahoma after deadly tornadoes struck last night. 2 killed in the town of Cole. Another twister hitting Shawnee, where Shelley Stewart runs an assisted living facility.
We heard a bunch of loud wind and rain and hail. And yeah, our ears are popping.
That's another storm survivor. He's saying everyone around him was safe. Claims from a whistleblower that President Biden's son is getting preferential treatment in the investigation over his alleged tax crimes. An IRS investigator coming forward with allegations the Biden administration is mishandling and interfering in the probe. And that investigator's lawyer, well, he says he wants whistleblower protections to testify before Congress. A stay until at least tomorrow from the Supreme Court on the controversial abortion bill mifepristone. Justices considering the merits of restrictions placed on the drug at the state level.
Access to the abortion pill for women in America remains the same as it has been for years, but all that may well change by midnight tomorrow. The justices have decided to give themselves a little more time and extend their own self-imposed deadline to consider this sweeping ruling by a federal judge in Texas that would sharply limit and restrict access to the abortion pill.
ABC's Terry Moran. Tragedy for K-pop fans. 25-year-old South Korean singer Moon Bin with the boy band Astro found dead in his home in Seoul. You're listening to ABC News.
Quickly before we get to traffic, I just wanted to mention this, and we go a little bit deeper on it in a moment. There was testimony before Congress yesterday from a special inspector general. We spent last year $8 billion in Afghanistan.
Okay.
And they're not really sure where the money went.
Well, look who's in charge.
And it may be going into the hands of terrorists.
Right, the Taliban's in charge.
Oh my
yes,
God.
they're going to spend the money if they want. Meantime, women are not allowed to go to school anymore.
Right.
They have removed all women from the military or police departments. You don't even see them on the air delivering the news anymore. They are back behind shrouds and away from public view.
I'll give you some specifics on who's saying that in a moment. Let's get out to the roads and check in with where the melody is rolling. And so far, things are slow in a few spots out there. Right now, we're taking a look at eastbound 80 and something on the roadway there right before Douglas Boulevard. Looks like a tire in one of the lanes there, but so far not causing any major delays. But the slowdown's in the westbound direction. Westbound 80, you start to see traffic start to slow up a little bit right around Greenback Lane. This is due to looks like a car in the center divide with smoke coming out of the engine. CHP and fire crews are on the way to investigate. Right now, traffic just a little sluggish between Elkhorn Boulevard and Madison Avenue. Altogether, you're looking at an 11-minute drive from Rosehill to the split. Now, westbound Cap City Freeway split to downtown 17 minutes. Traffic is slow and go, starting at the split all the way down to the actually in spots all the way down towards Exposition Boulevard. Once you get to the American River, no delays down towards 50. Coming up, Elk Grove northbound 5 is going to take you 17 minutes. Northbound 99 Elk Grove to downtown 14 minutes. The drive from Folsom on westbound 50, 32 minutes right now. The brake lights begin right around Bradshaw Road and continue to slow and go to the 59th Street on-ramp. After that, no delays to the Midtown area. If you're coming down from Woodland on southbound 5, that'll take you 21 minutes. Looks like a stop and go beginning right at Del Paso Road and continue stop and go and surface to West El Camino Avenue and coming in from Davis on eastbound 80, 17 minutes. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons. Roy Lamella, KPK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM. Here's a look at the 3-day forecast. Sunny today with a high near 72 degrees. Tomorrow, sunshine with a high near 82 degrees. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 84 degrees.
Time now for news from your neighborhood. Robert, what do we have?
Well, this first coming out of the Daily Republic, a scavenger hunt in the Benicia downtown galleries is a perfect opportunity to discover great local art. The art scavenger hunt will be from noon to 4 p.m. on Saturday. The scavenger hunt will list a number of clues to answers as participants walk through participating galleries and look at art.
Okay, specifics on the runaway spending in Afghanistan. Special Inspector General for Afghan Reconstruction, that's his title. His name is John Sopko, testified before Congress last year. The U.S. spent $8 billion taxpayer dollars in Afghanistan in the rebuilding effort. He cannot guarantee that 100% of that did not go to the Taliban. In fact, he testified he doesn't know where a penny of that money went.
Does it seem why we're spending any money there at all?
To rebuild the country.
Oh, okay.
Because we pulled our troops out of there and it collapsed. Afghan Reconstruction, John Sopko says the money's going to terrorists, very likely.
Well, yeah, they're in charge.
$8 billion.
I mean,
so when our lawmakers try to figure out this debt ceiling thing and they say, well, we don't have anywhere to cut.
right. How about you cut the Taliban portion?
We got some places where we can cut.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Coming up in the next couple of minutes, we're going to talk about this latest generation, Gen Z, being called slackers and lazy and
all the time they get called that all.
you know, I remember Gen X was like the slacker generation, right? Well, Gen Z is pushing back. We'll talk about the Gen Z hustlers coming up. Of families are looking to provide in-home care for an aging loved one, and they just don't know where to go. They don't know where to start. Herewith guides families and caregivers through every step. Christina here for Herewith. They help you find the right caregiver to meet your unique needs while providing 24/7 live support. You can browse the caregiver video profiles, arrange an interview, and then book trusted care that you can feel confident about. They even take the confusion out of payment. So visit herewith.com, your new path forward for in-home care in Northern California.
Take your fuel-efficient Toyota to the next level with a fresh set of new tires. More for only $1. Not only do these tires maximize the efficiency of your Toyota, they'll also help you stay safe out there on the open road. Experience peace of mind and savings today. For a limited time at your local Toyota dealer, when you buy 3 new tires, you'll get the 4th for only $1. Let's stop by your local Toyota dealer now. Toyota, let's go places. Restrictions apply. Toyota design vehicles only. Participating Toyota dealers and details on our paper.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Justin Dow
are right to be. With proper care, your furnace and AC were designed to last about 20 years. If the parts are available, Fox Family will make the repair and get you comfortable again, typically the same day, and protect those parts with a lifetime warranty. Get a free second opinion at foxfamilyhvac.com.
Honest and friendly. Fox Family Heating and Air.
More than 80 million Americans depend on AM radio for their news, traffic, weather, sports, and community connection. It's the backbone of the emergency alert system, keeping us safe in dangerous times. It's critical that we keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free emergency service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress we need AM radio in cars. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Spring has sprung in its full-scale boogie time. It gives me the bend.com. American.
culture of what you perceive to be Gen Z, being lazier, less legitimate.